On the African savanna, lions are often considered the apex predators, possessing formidable strength and coordination. But not every hunt ends in victory, as many other animals possess incredibly dangerous survival instincts and fighting abilities. In these confrontations, even a small mistake can force a predator to give up and retreat from the hunt. On the vast savanna, adult giraffes move slowly with their herd. Their long necks allow them to see kilometers away and detect unusual movement before other herbivores. As the herd becomes alert, the lion in the distance continues to observe, looking for an opportunity to approach. The lion stalks in the low grass, slowly closing the distance to the giraffe. It doesn't charge directly at the upper body, but tries to get close to the legs, where it can unbalance its prey if attacked at the right moment. When the lion accelerates and gets too close, the giraffe immediately turns, puts its strength into its hind legs, and kicks forcefully at the attacker. The kick stuns the lion and forces it to retreat from the hunt. Giraffe legs are very strong, and a well-aimed kick can seriously injure the lion or render it unable to hunt for a long time. The hunt ends in defeat for the lion, as the giraffe still has enough strength to fight back until the very end. Near the edge of the grassland, the young zebra moved close to its mother while the herd constantly observed their surroundings. Zebras have a very high level of vigilance, almost always on alert for danger, and can flee very quickly when they spot predators. They also have good endurance for long runs, and their powerful kicks from their hooves can severely injure a lion. As the herd continued to move, the lion began to approach from behind. From the low grass, the lion began to stalk, and then suddenly lunged at high speed towards the young zebra. It tried to separate the foal from the herd and end the hunt before the mother zebra could turn around. But at the shortest distance, the mother zebra quickly turned, using her hind legs to kick straight at the charging lion, causing it to lose its momentum. From that moment, the hunt began to go against the lion. The lion was forced to retreat as the mother zebra continued to stand in front of her foal, maintaining a distance equal to her body length. This short gap allowed the foal to return to the herd, forcing the lion to halt its pursuit to avoid further injury. The hunt ended quickly, as the lion was forced to withdraw due to the fierce resistance of the mother zebra. Under the afternoon sun, a herd of African buffalo moved slowly through the low grass, always maintaining close formation. Buffaloes have a very strong survival instinct, are often wary of danger, and have a good memory of places where predators have been present. Their thick, hard horns help adult buffaloes fight off predators effectively, so the lions must choose their approach very carefully. From the edge of the herd, the lionesses begin to stalk and look for a weak or isolated individual. They approach from multiple directions, trying to split the buffalo herd to create an opportunity to attack a single target. When the distance narrows, the lioness charges forward, while others close in from the sides to apply pressure. The buffalo herd does not flee in disarray when the attack begins. The adult buffalo lowers its head, points its horns towards the lion, and charges straight ahead to block the attack. Immediately afterward, many other buffaloes quickly turn around, forcing the lions out of their approach space and forcing them to retreat. The hunt ended in failure when the lions were unable to separate their target from the buffalo herd. For buffalo, strength comes not only from their horns or body weight, but also from the quick reflexes of the entire herd. In this confrontation, the buffalo's coordinated efforts forced the lions to halt their hunt. As the light began to dim, the adult rhino slowly made its way through the low grass near the dry bushes. Rhinos have a very strong defensive instinct, especially when they feel threatened at close range. Despite their poor eyesight, they are highly sensitive to smell and sound, so any unusual movement around them can instantly alert them. Behind the grass, the lion began to stalk and approach cautiously. It didn't charge directly at the rhino, but circled around, trying to find a position on its side to try and pressure it. When the lion got too close, the rhino immediately turned, lowered its head, and pointed its more than 30-inch long horn toward the predator. The short distance left the lion with no safe position to continue its pursuit. The rhino didn't need to chase far, but maintained a defensive posture, advancing step by step to force the predator to retreat. The lion quickly abandoned the hunt, as a direct charge from an adult rhino could cause serious injury. The confrontation ended in defeat for the lion, even though the attack didn't last long. Adult rhinos possess sufficient defensive strength to deter many predators from approaching directly. In nature, timely retreat is also a way for predators to avoid unnecessary harm. Near the shallow riverbank, an adult hippo stood in its familiar watering hole. Hippos are very sensitive to strangers approaching their area and usually react immediately when they feel threatened. With their powerful jaws, they can inflict serious injury on large predators. So the lions in the distance began to approach with obvious caution. From the grassy bank, the lions took turns closing in from behind to put pressure on the hippo. They tried to force the prey away from the water's edge to find an opportunity to attack at closer range. But when the distance narrowed too quickly, the hippo immediately turned, opened its large jaws, and charged straight at the approaching intruders, forcing the lions to retreat and gradually lose their advantage. A sudden counterattack broke the lion's formation and forced the entire pride to retreat to avoid being attacked at close range. When they could no longer maintain a safe position, the lions gradually abandoned the hunt and retreated from the water's edge, while the hippo slowly returned to its own watering hole. Ultimately, the hunt ended in failure as the lions were unable to maintain pressure against the overwhelming counterattack from the adult hippo. Along the low grass near their old hunting grounds, the hyena moved slowly, constantly observing its surroundings. Hyenas have a very persistent pursuit instinct and rarely give up when faced with danger. With their very strong jaws, they can break many large bones to eat the marrow inside. So the lion in the distance began to approach more cautiously. Hidden behind the bushes, the lion silently stalked, then suddenly lunged to apply pressure at close range. It tried to use its strength to force the hyena out of position before the confrontation dragged on too long. But as soon as the distance narrowed, the hyena immediately turned, held its position, and reacted continuously, causing the lion to gradually lose its initial advantage. The fierce resistance forced the lion to slow down and begin to retreat from the hunting area. The hyena remained still, observing instead of fleeing, while the lion could no longer maintain a safe distance to continue its approach. After several unsuccessful attempts to get closer, the confrontation ended in defeat as the lion was forced to abandon the hunt against its tenacious and persistent opponent. On the dry grasslands, a pack of African wild dogs moved closely together, constantly observing their surroundings. They possessed precise hunting instincts, often recognizing weak or injured prey from a great distance. With their compact bodies and high stamina, the wild dogs could change direction quickly and maintain pressure for extended periods. So the lion nearby began to take notice and stealthily approach the pack. The lioness silently stalked them, gradually advancing towards the pack of wild dogs to find an opportunity to break their formation. She suddenly accelerated and lunged, trying to force a few individuals to separate from the group before the confrontation dragged on too long. But as soon as the lion got close, the wild dogs quickly scattered to the sides and closed the circle again, forcing the lioness to constantly change direction and gradually lose the initiative. The confrontation became tense as the wild dogs continued to change positions and maintain pressure around the contested area. After several unsuccessful attempts to approach, the lion's pace slowed and the safe distance gradually narrowed. After a period of ineffective closing in, the lions were forced to leave the area, while the pack of wild dogs maintained their formation and control of the food. Not every hunt on the savanna ends the way a lion would like. Sometimes, the instinct for survival and the coordination of the prey are enough to change the entire course of events in just a few short moments. If you enjoy authentic stories of wild nature, continue following our next journeys across the vast African landscape.
On abandonne.
In nature, hyenas approach their targets strategically, closing the distance and waiting for the opportune moment to launch a decisive attack. However, not every approach results in an effective strike, and even a small misstep can derail the entire approach. These failed attack moments clearly demonstrate the limitations of instinct when timing and reflexes are out of sync. In open areas, hyenas maintain close-knit packs and constant communication. Each hyena weighs approximately 90 to 140 pounds, and their strong jaws and high endurance allow them to sustain pursuits for extended periods. Their group coordination allows them to split direction, apply pressure, and control the space around their target. These factors make hyenas one of the most effective predators. However, not every attack is successful. If the target changes direction in time or breaks the distance, the entire approach can be disrupted. When the advantage is not maintained, the hyena pack is forced to adjust or give up. In their natural environment, lions maintain very clear territorial control behavior. An adult lion weighs approximately 300 to 420 pounds, possesses quick reflexes, and has the ability to handle situations at close range. Lions not only hunt, but also constantly monitor and protect their surrounding space. When an intruder is detected, the reaction occurs almost immediately without preparation. At the edge of the area, the hyena pack begins to advance and narrow the distance cautiously. Intrusion into a dangerous zone creates a misstep from the very first step. The moment the distance is broken, the lions react quickly and exert pressure from multiple directions. The hyenas can no longer maintain a safe distance and are constantly being pressured. Their movement is disrupted, and they are no longer able to organize their formation effectively. A misstep in the initial approach renders the entire effort irreversible. The approach ends in a disadvantageous position as the hyena is forced to retreat under direct pressure. In territorial situations, the goal is not hunting, but control and deterrence. Lions maintain their advantage through quick reflexes and clear spatial pressure. When the initial timing is lost, the outcome is almost predetermined. In a dry, poorly sheltered environment, the warthog maintains constant vigilance and always remembers the nearest escape route. Weighing approximately 110 to 220 pounds, the warthog moves quickly and can accelerate to nearly 30 miles per hour in short bursts. Its curved tusks are used to maintain distance and prevent close-range attacks. Its quick reflexes prevent it from becoming passive when pressure builds. From multiple directions, the hyenas form a circle and close in on the warthog. Their attack directions are constantly changing, aiming to apply pressure and wear down the warthog's stamina. The distance is gradually reduced, but no stable point of contact is established. The warthog continuously turns and reacts at close range, preventing the hyenas from getting too close. The pressure persists, with both sides locked in a prolonged standoff without a clear resolution. As their stamina wanes, the hyenas are forced to temporarily retreat and maintain a distance, observing. Not every attack yields immediate results. This is a battle of physical strength, mental fortitude, and patience over a long period. When breaking the distance becomes impossible, retreat becomes a necessary decision. During their seasonal migration, wildebeests maintain precise navigation and constant observation. Their danger detection reflexes are very quick, allowing them to adjust their position at the first sign of change. When being followed, they can hold their position and assess the situation instead of fleeing immediately. This vigilance helps maintain a safe distance throughout the migration. Hyenas approach from behind, probing the wildebeest's reaction, not charging directly. The distance is gradually reduced to find weaknesses before launching an attack. Pressure increases as the direction of movement narrows, but the target remains in position and observes. The wildebeest suddenly advances, accelerating and using its horns to maintain close proximity. The approach is reversed. The hyena switches to defense and fails to maintain pressure. This moment of hesitation causes the hyena to completely lose the initiative. The confrontation ended when the hyena retreated, while the wildebeest maintained the initiative thanks to its quick reflexes and decision not to run away. In areas without hiding places, African wild dogs rely entirely on pack coordination to maintain their advantage. They maintain a stable formation and move in a unified rhythm throughout the approach. Pressure is continuously maintained by changing direction, not depending on a single close approach. This synchronization helps control the rhythm and forces the opponent to react constantly. Near food sources, hyenas observe and look for an opportune moment to approach. Wild dogs approach but maintain distance, creating psychological pressure and forcing the hyenas to divert attention. When a hyena breaks away, a gap immediately appears in the formation. Wild dogs encircle and increase their movement rhythm, constantly changing direction around the target. The hyenas turn to defend from multiple directions, but cannot maintain the counterattack rhythm. The pressure reverses. The hyenas lose control and are forced to retreat at a disadvantage. The gap that just appeared was enough to prevent the entire team from recovering. In such a confrontation, coordination and control of the tempo are crucial to the outcome. When the timing is unfavorable, the initial advantage cannot be maintained. A small misstep is enough to change the entire course of the game. On the water's edge, The crocodile basks in the sun to regulate its temperature while maintaining a state of readiness. Its body is almost motionless, but its reflexes are constantly monitoring its surroundings. In the right environment, the crocodile doesn't need to move much to maintain its advantage. While the hyena moves normally and isn't on guard, the distance is shortened without realizing the danger. From underwater, the crocodile suddenly lunges forward, making immediate contact without any warning. The hyena's reaction time slows down as the situation changes too quickly. The hyena tries to twist and turn in resistance, but cannot maintain its position as it is pulled toward the water. The altered space causes a loss of control, and attempts to escape are ineffective. The confrontation ends quickly with the crocodile having a clear advantage in its environment. In a dry, poorly sheltered environment, the honey badger maintains a highly flexible and unpredictable behavior. It doesn't maintain a fixed direction of movement and constantly turns to face a threat. When under pressure, its attack reflexes occur immediately, without hesitation. Its ability to withstand blows helps it maintain its position instead of fleeing. From multiple directions, the hyenas form a team and try to control the surrounding space. They attempt to approach step by step, but don't concentrate their force, as they haven't identified a clear weak point. The pressure gradually increases, but they fail to create a stable point of contact as the target always maintains its facing direction. The honey badger continuously turns and reacts at close range, disrupting all approaches. The hyenas lose their rhythm, expending energy without making any progress. Each attempt to approach is thwarted, preventing them from accumulating an advantage. The confrontation ended when the hyena was forced to retreat after several failed attempts to approach. In open spaces, elephants maintain very strong social bonds and remember the risks around them. Their intelligence helps them identify danger early and adjust their position as soon as it changes. When threatened, the herd quickly forms a protective circle and maintains distance from all approaching directions. Their coordinated abilities turn the formation into a living shield, minimizing contact points. The hyena pack splits into groups to approach, one group distracting and another attempting to get closer. Gaps appear when the baby elephants temporarily separate, creating brief opportunities for approach. Pressure builds rapidly, but the elephant group maintains its rhythm and blocks all approaching directions. The mother elephant immediately returns, applying strong pressure and restoring the protective formation. The hyenas lose their rhythm, fail to maintain distance, and are forced to retreat. The attack ended when the elephants' social bonds were restored and they gained complete control of the space. These confrontations demonstrate that no predator holds an absolute advantage. Each species has its own way of reacting when pushed into a dangerous situation. When instinct meets unexpected reflexes, the outcome can change completely. In nature, victory always belongs to the one that adapts at the right time.